Welcome back, you giggling gal pals. We're chatting with Mara van Nacht, the mastermind behind the breakout romantasy debut, Auras of the Fallen Star. Welcome.
Yay, I'm so excited to be here.
We are so excited to have you today. I have told you this a million times, but so excited to have you.
I was counting down. I think you see that I'm on podcast equipment. I was checking it and making sure it was all working. I'm so excited.
So excited to have you.
Warning, while we may be your giggling gal pals, we do not recommend listening to this podcast around little ears or ears that may be offended because we say bad words and shitty things. So let's get right into it. We want to get to know you. Where are you from?
Yeah, so I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, born and raised here. Went to college not far from here. Though we have some dreams of moving to the mountains one day. I feel like I was born to live in the mountains.
Mountains where? We're from the Pacific Northwest, so the
Yeah.
Cascades and all that jazz.
Yeah, so definitely west. But I picture myself probably in Phoenix, Arizona is probably where I would land. Even Sedona. But yeah, if I never saw snow ever again in my life, I would be quite fine.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I hate snow. I lived in upstate New York for a year and it was the worst because snow exists. But now I live in Southern California. If I never saw it again, I'd be thrilled.
Yep.
We may be getting it today. So I'm like, oh God, please don't. Icky white stuff outside. I'm fine without it.
No, thank you.
Mm-mm.
So tell us what you're currently reading or listening to.
Okay, so I'm currently listening to Quicksilver. That's my audiobook that I have going in my car. So I always have a physical book at home. It's either physical or on my Kindle, and then I've got the audiobook for the car. I'm not one of those that can multitask with audiobooks. I'm really jealous of those people, but I can drive and do it. So that's how it works for me. And then I'm reading Lightlark for my physical book right now, and that is part of my traveling book club. So there's 9 of us who do a traveling book club where we send the book in a circle, and by the time you get your own book back, it has 8 others who have annotated the book for you. So that's really awesome.
I love that. We've talked about doing that, and I love that it's successful for somebody since we dropped the ball.
We really did. I even bought a book for us to do it, and then I don't know why. Podcast stuff probably is why I just meh.
Yeah, it's really fun, and everyone has their own color, so who left what notes. And my friend Rachel, who's in the club, she actually has a free template for anybody who would ever want to try this with their own little book club group, for Google Sheets to keep everything organized.
I'm interested in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Send it our way.
Yeah, I'll have to send you her profile because she's got it linked in her socials.
Thank you. What are your thoughts on Lightlark? I enjoy the series. It gets a lot of hate, but I think it's just a fun series.
It's really fun. It's been a quickish read, and I specifically, the member of my club who sent this to me, she has the special edition, and the special edition is so pretty.
So pretty.
And it's soft. It's one of those books that you kind of want to pet. I know that sounds so funny, but
No.
I just want to hold this book. And it's also a book that has enough hype behind it that you can go online and find posts about it and art about it and stuff like that. And, so that's really fun. You feel the real communal aspect there.
I have the special edition too. She does a really good job with her books. They're so beautiful.
Absolutely.
I tried to read it twice, but both times I knew it was a me problem. I just wasn't in the mind space to start a new fantasy, I think was what it was. So I'll add it back on my never ending TBR to get to, but you really liked it. I know that, Kai.
I burned through the first 3 books, but I still need to read the 4th one now.
Yeah,
and
so I'm still on book 1, so don't spoil anything for me. But I think as readers, we also need to have a better culture of being a book just wasn't for me, and that's not a bad thing at all. Or it's not for me right now. Maybe this just isn't the vibe I'm looking for right now, like you said. So, maybe one day you'll pick it back up. But if not, there's a trillion other amazing books out there.
Exactly. Well, we've the first time we both read Crescent City, it wasn't our favorite.
Yep.
Just the timing of it, I think it didn't help that it was the beginning of our baby reading journey, like where you do ACOTAR and then TOG. And then I think I tried to do that. And then it was the end, I did Empyrean.
Yep.
So it was like sandwich and it just didn't hit. But now that we're obviously deep diving it, I love the book. I think books sometimes just hit you a different way depending on your mood, where you're at in life. If you don't like something, try it again later. Or maybe it's just not for you
Well,
in general, and that's okay too.
and Crescent City was quite different from SJM's other 2 series. It was much closer to urban fantasy. It had a massive cast, and I will say this, I love SJM and all of her books, but the first 200 pages of Crescent City is so much world building that if you are not in a place to absorb all of it, your head might just spin instead. So obviously I love that entire world. And Crescent City, I really, really liked. It's hard for me to even rank her works. If I had to rank ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, and Crescent City, Throne of Glass is a Roman Empire for me. But they all are just so different, which is what I love about those 3 series as well, is that it's not apples to apples when you try to compare them.
There's no way. There's no way you can compare them. They're all just so different. Blakely and I like to say that I was just kind of a bitch the first time I read Crescent City.
She was, to be fair.
I had just had knee surgery, and so I wasn't in the best place. I was just literally in bed.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
SJM, I'll say this one thing. I don't like you said, I don't like to rate them. I just look at it as one, it's the mass first.
Yes.
Because that way you just appreciate the whole world that she's created. And that's the way to do it. But
Absolutely.
enough about Sarah Janet. Let's get to you.
Yeah.
Tell us what your 3 favorite fantasy series are.
Okay. So, and it's funny that you asked this. Today I got this in the mail. This is probably favorite. So War of Lost Heart series by Carissa Broadbent. I would say that Carissa's kind of who I look up to as far as an author in this space too. I just really, really love her writing. I've loved everything she's put out. But this is a signed copy of the original cover of Daughter of No Worlds. So I was super excited to open this book mail today. I think the second would be Throne of Glass. That's another just, again, Roman Empire for me. And third, and as controversial as it is, I have to go back to my roots of Harry Potter. While JK has a lot of deserved hate behind her, I like to say that Harry Potter kind of saved me as a kid. I had some dark times as a kid, and fantasy books were one of those that I could escape to. And I was a founding member of my college Quidditch team back in 2009. So, just obsessive. Yeah, I was a beater. I mean, I threw dodgeballs at people. It was awesome.
love that.
So yeah, just for honestly, the memories and the, everything, that's definitely in there too.
I think it's okay to separate the author from the art because she's created such a beautiful, honestly, fandom and world that especially as millennials, that means
Yes.
so much to us. And I understand her, but I don't want to cancel Harry Potter.
I
What house are you?
agree.
What house are you?
I'm a Ravenclaw.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a
Yep.
Slytherin.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Your background just feels Slytherin.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm back and forth. It depends on the quiz. I'm either a Gryffindor or a Slytherin.
Okay. Ooh, that's a combination.
That's what I always
feel
was.
Connected to Harry.
Yeah. That's what I always was but then I just decided to make the switch in my 30s. No, I'm just going to be Slytherin because green looks better on me,
There you go. And that is a Slytherin thing to say.
Yeah.
No, this is me because I look best in this color.
Yeah. I'm well, I know my truth. Green is better on me.
Yeah. Screw you.
Take 3 male main characters. I guess this is going to be interesting with Harry Potter because we're going to say fuck, marry, kill.
Okay. Of any 3 from which series?
No,
One from
3
each,
series,
or
1 from each series. Your
okay?
favorite male, which little controversial with Harry Potter.
Just got
Okay,
serious. Just
so
go for
Yeah,
serious.
Sirius is a hottie. I would for sure love him.
oh yeah. See,
Yeah.
I hadn't even gone there. Now, like my mind's spinning a little bit. I think I would fuck Dorian from Throne of Glass.
Mm.
Who wouldn't
Um,
be there?
oh, right,
Mhm.
those shadow hands. I want to find out what
First
they can
thought every
do.
time.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I would marry Maxentarius. He is, I think, the book boyfriend that all other book boyfriends need to strive to be. From Daughter of No Worlds. He was the best example of supportive that I've ever seen. Just truly I've got your back, but not in the I would murder everybody in my path. You knew that he would do that without him saying that. And then I would kill oh,
No. Hagrid.
Draco. Draco Malfoy.
Yeah.
But you know
'Cause I
he's a
wanted to
hottie as an adult too.
oh my gosh, and I love him. Like I follow him on socials and I think that, he's just got such a great personality and he's performing in Cursed Child on Broadway now.
Oh, that's super
He's-
cool.
It's
Yeah.
his year. He's year of the horse.
Yeah. Yes. Which Cursed Child, if you've never seen that, is another just amazing play. I've seen it 3 times now.
I haven't. I read the book, but I haven't seen it. I want to though.
I'm bummed out that they it used to be 2 parts and they've trimmed it down to just 1 show now. So I'm a little bummed about that. I haven't seen it as 1 show, but it's still obviously around.
We
I
should
need to
go.
see it. I need to read it.
I
Yes.
own it somewhere. I don't know where it's at.
So
Where
you're
is
a millennial. I need to
Mhm.
know. Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Oh,
Mhm.
Jacob.
Seems to be the majority. And even though he's a whiner, I get it. I get
Yeah.
it.
So uh, honestly, it's more of a superficial reason that I think I picked
Aesthetic.
Jacob.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I'm not attracted to vampire Robert Pattinson.
Mhm.
I almost called him Robert Cullen. Um,
You know,
I just love a good burly man, and even though he's a boy in those movies, we got the werewolf side coming out. And I think like even back then I kind of knew. But one of my best friends in high school, her name was Kylie, her and I just ate those books up. I mean, just would
Oh yeah.
like read them in one sitting together from her bed, like unable to put them down.
I don't know if you've seen, I have definitely cosplayed as Edward Cullen.
Oh, I
I
forgot
need
about that.
to.
Top tier.
We'll send you
I
the
need to
reel.
see this.
I'm glad you're going to see it after this interview because if that was your first impression of me, you probably wouldn't have taken this on.
Would it have been better or worse than the current first impression of how we started today?
Oh yeah, we did talk about penises as soon as she came in.
Yeah.
That's what
I don't. So I'll give you this context that I spent almost 2 hours bedazzling my own face. I glued gems to my own face.
Mhm.
I love this. I was
Committed.
Alphabet for Halloween this past year, and that was the most work that I've ever had to put into making a costume, and it was awesome.
It's fun, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Kylie loves to do, we say shitty cosplay, but like her Gollum is a good one as well. She loves
Doesn't
the
get the
cosplay.
hype it deserves, though.
No, it scares people away, unfortunately. They're just not, I think a lot of Bookstagram is like nerdy, but not like that level of nerdy. There's
Oh,
still
I am.
some, but I'm like, come on, it's Lord of the Rings.
Can we be
I watched it
friends?
all last weekend.
We
I
are
get-
friends. You don't get an
Yes.
option.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm ready. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that there's a line, and I was watching a cosplayer yesterday talk in her stories about some book ball events and whatnot, and she was saying how there's kind of a difference between sometimes the bookish events and the actual fantasy events. And I think that's the line sometimes that we talk about too, is that there's two types of people who read. And there's no right or wrong way, but I think that
Right.
there's the group who obviously loves books and loves all of these books, and then there's people who just love fantasy as well, and can get more into like the cosplay side of it and D&D and all that stuff.
We're
Yeah,
a big Lord of the Rings household. My
yeah.
kid, if he didn't want to read a book, and if he wanted TV, he had to watch the extended version of Lord of the Rings. This summer. I am a monster.
I love it.
He's cultured.
Oh
I
yeah.
love it. Discipline is like, okay, extended
Lord of the
version of
Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
That he did get, instead of like standing in a corner or having to do anything, one of the days I did make him watch the extended version as well. Like it's just he watched it a lot this summer.
He was in trouble a lot this summer, I guess.
I am here for that. I am here for, so I'm childless, chosen childless.
I love that. Truly.
And but if I had kids, they would for sure be growing up with like a nope. We watch the following books or we watch the following movies in this household. Like before you get to any of your own, you get to see the classics.
Well, yeah. You need to know what good is, okay?
Yes.
He's learning. He's learning.
And this is not fantasy, but like I still have a nerdy obsession over the National Treasure series from back in the
Oh,
day.
we
watched
just
it!
straight to Blakely.
We just
Like,
watched it again.
did you really? Oh,
Yeah.
love.
We have family movie night every Friday, and like I have 3 kids, and we always bring back like the classics, and they hadn't watched National Treasure yet. And there is something like Kylie is too, but like theories are like my favorite thing in the world. Like,
Yep.
so the conspiracy theorist, like clue thing in it, I just like salivate over. I love it.
Oh
I
yeah.
want to be Benjamin Gates. It's fine.
Right?
Like,
Yes.
love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
I will have Rowan watch that. We're on our Indiana Jones journey. I don't know who it's more for, him or me, but we're watching it.
I need to watch that soon.
I need to get
Okay.
into those too.
Harrison
have a
Ford's a
question
hottie.
for it.
That's what I'm sold.
Kylie asked me this question while watching Indiana Jones. Who would you rather? Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones or Harrison Ford as Han Solo?
Ooh.
I know. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Indiana Jones. And this is with me not having seen an Indiana Jones, so maybe there's a chance I could change my mind. But again, I just really love that, like,
Mm-hmm.
more like outdoorsy, rugged type man. And I think Indiana Jones gives that. But Harrison Ford, I mean, I would take him most ways.
I know. Like 85, who cares? Yeah, I'll take him. It's fine.
Right.
Yeah. He's a silver fox. He's like, yeah.
We
Yeah.
were like, aesthetically, Indiana Jones is hotter for sure, like that version of Harrison Ford. But like personality wise, I think I would probably take Han just because I love the banter. But oh god, he's so hot in Indiana Jones. I'm gonna
I said
rewatch
Han
that.
Solo because I wanted to have sex in space.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fair.
What?
Mhm.
No, I like that. You took it one step further. I'm like just looking at their physique, and you're like, but where would I find these men?
I mean, what a
Well,
good bucket list. Having sex in space. Do it. I support it.
I'm sure
I'm
one of
not
our
sure how it
billionaires
would
has done
work.
it.
I'm sure.
Bruce Willis was like my crush back in the day.
Oh, mhm.
I
Um,
get that.
Yeah.
oh, I named my first car Bruce after him because I just had an obsession with the Die Hard series.
One of my cats is named Bruce,
Mhm.
but he's a doctor. He's Dr.
Oh,
Bruce
okay.
Banner.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
I think that Bruce Willis is one of the hottest bald men of all time. You know? Like just
Absolutely.
mm-hmm.
Vin Diesel? No. It is definitely Bruce
Mm-hmm.
Willis.
Yes.
Not
The
He
my
Rock
is
can
one of
try,
those that
but no.
proves you can be hot with no hair.
Mhm.
It's kind of like Kate Hudson for like barely anything there, for women. It's like you
Yeah.
can be hot with a small chest. You're just not
Yep.
trying hard enough.
I love Kate Hudson.
I do too.
truly love her so much.
She's got great
I love
energy.
her.
Like
Yes.
she's so fun and fucking talented.
Oh, yeah. How
She's
to Lose a Guy in
funny.
10 Days.
Uh,
Dates is like, ugh,
uh,
best.
What is the show on
perfect
Netflix?
rom-com.
Running Point?
I don't know.
Hold on. I need it. Her show on Netflix. Have you seen
Oh,
it?
the new one. Yeah, the new
Yeah,
show.
Running
Yeah.
Point.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's so funny. If you have not,
Okay.
she's hilarious in Running Point. Season 1's out. Season 2 just got a release date.
Okay.
Okay.
It looks like I'll be binging something. Yeah, I forgot that we had that. Okay.
10 out of 10 recommend. I don't watch very much TV. Like, I used to watch a lot of Housewives. Big Traders. Do you watch Traders? Do you watch a lot of TV?
I don't.
No.
I don't either, but Traders is what's up.
Okay. I did
Mhm.
binge the entire Heated Rivalry this past weekend, though.
Oh, I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Yearning. The Yearning's great.
Oh, yes.
It's great.
We love emotional men.
Mm-hmm. That's why you write them,
Exactly.
What is your go-to writing snack and drink? Like, what is it?
Starburst and wine. So Starburst, like my entire street team is aware. They've sent me bags of Starburst, like multi-pound bags of Starburst, because I just like go through these things. I think it's a little bit that you have to individually unwrap them, but then also it's just a favorite candy. And then I don't drink wine every time I write, but I will say this. If I am in the first stages of drafting, the words flow with 1 to 2 glasses of wine. Like, I don't want to edit when I've been drinking because obviously you need to be like, super specific and concise. But like when I'm drafting and I'm just trying to get ideas out, like 1 to 2 glasses of wine really has me just like creatively flowing. I love
Yeah,
it.
it helps you get in a flow state, a little relaxes you, so there's less pressure. I could see that. What's your
Absolutely.
favorite type of wine?
So if I could only have one wine for the rest of time, it would be a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc.
It's so specific. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So Sauvignon Blanc, like from New Zealand, is very specifically tastes different from any other Sauvignon Blanc you're going to have. It's going to be like much more crisp. It has much more like grapefruit forward taste to it. But like in general, I drink most wines. I don't prefer sweet wines. That's just me. I could do a glass. Like, honestly, when I'm at like a nice winery, I will try a glass of one of their fruit wines just because I do enjoy a few sips. But if I'm choosing a white, that's my preferred white. If I'm choosing a red, um, probably a Cabernet.
Yeah,
But I like the medium-bodied reds or the really dry whites.
I would agree with that. Because my mother-in-law is a huge wine snob, so it's really ruined me a little bit because I
Yep.
only have good wine. But I recently started drinking. I've always been a red person, but I started drinking Pinot Grigio.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good for me. It's my new favorite, I think.
Yeah.
But like I like a cab sauv the best. Like if I'm gonna pick, that's all I can have for the rest of my life. Yeah, that's what I pick.
Yes. Cab
With red,
Sauv and Pinot Grigio are two very, like, you can put those both on the table, like on almost any table with any cuisine for anybody, and you're going to be able to serve it.
I'm a very basic person, and I'm fine with that, and that's why I like.
Nothing wrong with that. There's
No,
nothing
I
wrong with loving the
no.
crowd favorite, right? There's a reason it's a crowd favorite.
Agreed.
Very important question for you.
Okay.
Oh.
Do you think dragons are or were real?
I think, okay, definitely they're real.
Yes. Thank God.
I think we do still have dragons. I just don't think that they are the same dragons that we once had. Like, I truly believe that we had the types of dragons that we are seeing in our books and in our shows at one point. And then I think that evolution has happened and they have evolved to be able to live amongst us. And that we just have much smaller versions of them now. Or they live in areas of the ocean that we have not even explored.
Sea drags. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. You are our people. It's official.
Yep.
Yep.
We can officially be friends.
Perfect.
Would you
Adding to my
rather have
list.
a cat-sized dragon or a dragon-sized cat?
A cat-sized dragon.
That's what I said.
A dragon-sized cat would take over the world with I don't give a fuck. Like,
Imagine riding on that back, though. You'd look so cool.
you wouldn't be able to control it. It'd be like,
That's what
I
you
want to take
think.
a nap now. Like, I'm done. Can you
Kylie,
imagine how many cups of water a giant paw like that could like knock off a tables and stuff?
Every above ground pool just over.
Oh,
You'd have a
chaos.
field day in California. Just
Instead of swatting at like toys, it's swatting airplanes out of the sky. I mean,
It's the cutest Godzilla situation we've ever
Yes.
had.
and
We've
it
had
just
a
thinks it's
Godzilla
playing.
situation.
Yeah, it thinks it's playing. It's just catting around, you know?
yeah, and like huge skyscrapers would be like, it's just my scratching post
Right.
from the Empire
big
State
deal.
Building. Fine.
It's like rubbing up against it, purring.
I have a book called, it's actually from Jade. It's about cats and it's called I Could Pee on This. So now I'm thinking about like these cats and the awful things.
Oh yeah.
Just claiming territories, whole states, really. Just
Oh yeah.
like, this is mine
And
now.
cat pee smells. I mean, you're gonna know.
Dr. Bruce Banner just got neutered. He just smelt bad as a cat. So
Yes.
he's a better
Yeah.
man now.
Better.
I love that.
Okay, so what is Of Healing and Alchemy? That's out later this year.
Yeah, so Of Healing and Alchemy is a new series. It is going to be a fantasy academia, and it is following. So, the god of this world had 5 daughters, and each daughter has an institute in her name. So, in this world, everyone's a human, and you have to go and earn your magic as if you are earning a degree. And really, I got the concept for the magic system by I actually worked for the scouts for several years, and so like think like a boy or girl scout getting like a badge or a patch for every thing that they do and earn. So yeah, you have if you want a prestigious magical role. So there are smaller trade schools, but if you want a prestigious magical role in this society, you go to one of these institutes of the goddesses. And so this is the Caletian Institute of Healing and Alchemy. And so there's 4 other institutes that will follow in books after this one. But yeah, it's starting with the School of Healing and Alchemy.
That's awesome. How do I sign up for the arc of that?
Yeah. So I will probably start to announce arcs, sign up for arcs maybe around like May or June. I have not even scheduled the editing for this one because I'm just trying to really get through the release of truths before I like try to schedule too much. But you'll be one of the first to know.
Because, yeah, that sounds really amazing. I'm interested. Are these worlds going to tie together at all, like distantly somehow? Or
I think they might. You know, I'm not ruling out that I might have like a Mossverse type, world going on between all my series.
I'm ecstatic.
because like then you could leave nuggets, and we are all about that. Because we didn't plan on deep diving, but then I have, like I said, 1,000 questions for you. Once again, so sorry, but not.
So on that, I will say, think of how the Descendants stole or found their magic, right? So they are fallen stars who came to this world. And if you caught on from the journey that Reginald takes during this book, when a star's life ends, they go back up into the sky, and the Sun King ends up sending them to another world, right? And so the magic systems are different in every world that they end up in. They just happen to be in Celestera for this book.
Okay. I need that arc.
Yes. I'm very excited about this. Oh, your next question works out great with what you just said.
If you could have any type of magic, what would you choose?
Ooh, I think that I would love the ability to like teleport. I think like altering time and space, slowing down, speeding up, teleporting, even, the ability to fly, all of that. I think you can train yourself physically in so many ways, but you can't train yourself to do those things, right? So I think that would be a pretty powerful magic.
Smart. Yeah.
And like traffic sucks. So it'd be so much easier,
Right?
like, mm-hmm. I like that.
The Irish goodbyes would be incredible.
Oh my God. I'd be top tier. Just be like, now you see me, now you don't. Just wait till.
I was very much known for the Irish goodbye at one point in my
Same.
life.
It's the same. Just
You
like, hey,
are a
where'd you go?
people.
Taco
Yeah.
Bell in bed? That sounds good.
Oh,
Way
nothing
better than socializing.
Yes.
Well, you just hit your social limit. You had fun, right? But now it's like, okay, now I'm done. And then you could just teleport and you're in bed in sweats. Nothing's better than that. With Taco Bell, top tier.
Oh, yeah.
Could you teleport in and out of your clothes so you didn't have to do that gesture?
Kylie apparently would.
Yeah, can you imagine, like, the scene in the book where, like, all of a sudden the clothes are just gone?
Off.
I like
Like,
it.
I teleported out of them. Like,
Yeah.
that's...
Well,
How
like,
Teleported
far can you take that
into my
magic?
warm shower. I love it.
Yes! I
when
like
we
it.
I'm here for that.
like we have kids, so like we have to put on pants more often than we'd like to. Back in the day, we never wore pants. Like
Yeah.
just to be able to teleport out of like pants are gone and
Oh,
out. Like
yeah.
love that.
You teleport into your home and they're already gone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's been a long time since I've, like, had to regularly wear real pants.
Mm-hmm. Same.
So I'm not a full-time author. I even have a day job, but that's done remotely. So I am, like, in comfy clothes all day, every day, and it's a beautiful life. It really is.
I can't imagine going back, Like
Right.
I live in sweatpants and last week I was like, I wore jeans twice, bitches. Like it was the worst.
It was the worst. I will say, though, like, on, like, the rare, like, night out with the girls or whatnot,
Mhm.
I try even harder now. Like,
Yes.
not, like, to, like, look, like I'm going to a gala, but, like, I'm just like, "Oh, tonight is my night where I'm gonna feel really good about myself," right? So, yeah,
It can
get
be
into it.
fun. Like getting ready is fun. Like you turn on
It
your
is.
music and you wear like the cute outfit. But wow, the minute it hits 9:30, I'm like, I need to go home and take off my makeup and wear sweats,
Oh, yeah.
Why is that such a millennial thing? We're all like, I'm over it.
Because our outfits back in the day were
Mm.
so irrational.
It's so true.
We had layers and belts and, like, 4-inch high heels, looking like we were some, like, slutty secretary out at the
Yes.
club
Yeah, we
with,
really
like, highlighter blue eyeliner on. Like, there was no reason we did what we did.
No, I always think of Lauren from The Hills and Laguna Beach saying, like, you can tell I'm in a good mood because I matched my eyeshadow to my outfit. And I was like, why did we all did that? Like, we were all just like, yes, so ready.
Yes.
It's extra all the time.
I had a Coach wristlet for every outfit that I had, and, I went to Purdue University for my undergrad, and we had a bar called the Neon Cactus. And the Neon Cactus, you took in, your big cup. They had their own, but they were like 32-ounce mugs, and you bought them, and they were $5 a mug. And, I think I had 100 because I always needed one to match every single outfit that I would go to, and this was the Thursday night bar. So, like, okay. I'm
Well, yeah,
putting on
you're
my
not,
bodycon skirt and I'm finding my matching mug and we're going.
and
The
like
bodycon hits too
the
hard.
bodycon, and like we had the fake ones of the what was that, Herve Low HERVE, like the designer one
Mhm.
or whatever, and we'd have those. God, we were reckless.
Yeah.
But Gen Z could never. They
They could
truly could
never.
never. They're so soft. Like just
Wearing tennis
walking around.
shoes.
I know they wear tennis shoes for everything, which is great now as a
Great.
30
I'm
something.
obsessed.
Yeah, but like
But
I wouldn't have been caught dead back then. Or like us in high school wearing, I mean, you're in the Midwest and like we're Pacific Northwest. It would be freezing. We're like, yeah, but I'm wearing flip flops. Like, just
yes.
we made the stupidest decision.
And you owned it was the thing. It
Yeah.
became part of your personality.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I didn't wear matching socks until I was probably 30 years old because, like, at some point, I claimed the fact that I did not put my socks together after the
are we
laundry.
all the same? This is universal. I
It
had the Costco KB socks that were all different colors, and it was just like, I'm not gonna wear the same fucking sock. Like, no,
Why would
I'm
I do that?
quirky.
Yeah,
Well, as a former emo kid, I had like the different types of socks, like all the different patterns, but no, they also did not match. Like,
right.
I can't like let go of my inner emo like ever. I will forever have winged eyeliner. I've been wearing it since I was 15, 14.
I love it.
Yeah.
You pull it off.
Thanks. I just like can't let go. See, even the side bangs, like emo
Mhm.
forever.
Emo forever.
On that note, did you always want to be an author? Nothing to do with it. My transition.
Um, that's a great question and one that authors get asked a lot.
Yeah.
Yes and no. So about a year ago, I was planning for my sister's wedding, and I was the maid of honor, needed to give a speech, and I went looking for a creative writing notebook that I had from high school because I took creative writing as a course in high school. And I had remembered writing a poem about her at that point, and I was hoping I could find that poem and maybe read that poem. But what I did find, and I didn't find that, was a bucket list from my senior year of high school, and publish a book was on there, which I thought was really cool because I was prepping to prepare to publish auras. And so yes and no in the sense that like I don't think that I ever like was like I want to be an author and that's what I want to do full time and all of that. But I will say in high school and college both, whenever I got the chance to take elective courses, I took creative writing or poetry or screenwriting courses like that. And I've always like I was the kid when I was little who like would go to the library every day and I would bring that book home and finish it that night if I didn't have soccer practice. So, like, books have definitely always held a very special place in my heart.
Did you ever read the Boxcar Children?
Of course I did. And Babysitter's Club was probably, like, a favorite of
Babysitter's
mine.
Club was my top tier. From the Little Sisters and then to the next one, I read them all.
I
Oh,
did
yeah.
Sweet Valley High.
I
Mm,
didn't read those. I think I read a couple, but I was just a hardcore Babysitter's Club. Because
yeah.
that was like my first chapter book that my parents bought me in like first grade, and it was the little sister version of Babysitter's Club. And I saved a whole bunch of them, and River reads them now. My,
Oh, I love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I have a number of books from my, childhood that are sitting over here, and, like, Princess Diaries is there,
Mhm.
um, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants,
Yes.
we all have our
Mhm.
favorites from
The
back then.
classic. Yes.
Yep.
The millennial classics.
Oh, yeah.
What gave you that? So obviously writing was always a passion for you. You had that, maybe it was never like your full focus, like I'm going to be an author. But what was it where you're like, no, fuck it, I'm going to try this? Like, what was that push that you felt?
Yeah, so I think like a lot of us, I fell out of love with writing or reading for a while
Hmm.
as an adult. And I think what the bigger issue was that I hadn't found romance books yet.
Hmm.
I kept trying to read the same books that I read as a kid and just like wasn't being like hooked in. Like I needed an X factor for me specifically. But then the pandemic hit and I had a friend who kept being like, you would really love this book. It's called A Court of Thorns and Roses. And so one day I picked it up and like I didn't stop reading for like
Hmm.
6 months, right? Like I was just like binge reading these books.
Yeah.
And it really reminded me of that like whimsical side of me that used to
Hmm.
love reading fantasy books as a kid and writing stories. And I think I got an ad for a course by the Writers Conservatory one day. And I signed up. I was like, you know what? If I can read this much, I can write too. So I did it.
I love
Thank
that.
God you did.
Yes.
Thank you.
Like the gateway drug of, back into reading with Akatar is such a universal experience.
Yes.
I read ACOTAR, the whole series in like 5.5 days
Oh, yeah.
to, like, and then I bullied her into I'm like, no, you have to read this. And you're
I was
like,
like, I will.
and I will. But then she had her knee surgery and she was high from drugs and was like trying to read the first book. And she's like texting me. She goes, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I'm like, it's okay. Keep reading. It's
Just keep
fine.
going.
And then you like became more lucid. Like when we got to Under the Mountain, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I finally get it. It took a minute when you have knee surgery and you're on painkillers. It is a really intense build worlding,
Yes.
a world
Yeah.
building session.
Well, especially because we had been out of fantasy for like reading, like getting back into reading. Like it's funny, world building. Like some of these books, if I were to read them before I started reading, I'd be like, this is too much. Like I just, depending on the time period. But now, like world building, I'm like, love it. But when you're first
Yeah.
starting, you're like, what is happening? The first 100, 200 pages of a SJM book?
Absolutely. And I have a friend who, quite frankly, fantasy books aren't even her favorite because she, the world building's just too much for her.
Mhm.
Just for her, she's like, I don't want to pay attention to all that, which is fine as well. So, yeah. And there are books that are lighter on the world building and books that are much heavier on the world building. I think you see that with like the Empyrean series, how like people
Mhm.
like book 3 truly has some love-hate stuff going on for it. And I always try from an author's perspective, knowing like how books are structured. I'm like, think of a series as one story instead. So with a third book of 5, you're in the
Mhm.
middle. You are in the
Mhm.
thick of it. You're getting it's called the messy middle for us writers. We hate writing it. um but like that's how you kind of have to think of it as a reader as well, is like, okay, I'm about to go, like I'm reaching the top of the roller coaster right now and I'm about to
Mhm.
have that really fun downfall part of it.
We loved Onyx Storm because, well, just as a deep diver, like there's a
Yeah.
lot of bits in there. So I wasn't like confused by people not liking that, but I get it. It's a lot if you're not, especially because the first book is just so easily digestible. Like it's
Oh yeah.
like the world, you get it instantly, and then it starts getting, she's building up into more of a bigger, epicer fantasy, I guess. So
Yeah.
I understand. But
The Empyrean's a big favorite of mine as well. If I had to rank those, I would say that like the first one's probably my favorite, and then the third one, and then the second one was probably my current ranking. Though I enjoyed all 3.
Iron
it's
Flame gets too much hate as well. It's so good. It's so good.
Does. Yeah.
And especially on a reread, Iron Flame, I'm like, because once you get the third book, then you understand certain things in the second. That when you reread it, you're like, oh, this was a great book. Like,
Oh, yeah. I fall asleep to the graphic audios. So I
yeah.
listen to an audiobook as I fall asleep. I've got this eye mask with headphones in it. And it's one of my rotating books because I'm just so familiar with the stories. Like,
Right. The
it's
comfort
not
read.
keeping me awake.
Yeah, it's almost like if you like we all have the sitcom where you could just put on Friends or The Office or whatever. Well, that's the graphic audio or like the
Yep.
audio. We don't really have to pay attention, but you're still happy listening to it.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yep.
So once you took that class, what was like, how did the process go? Like, how quick until you started writing and like writing your book into where we are today?
Yeah. So that I truly attribute that first class that I took to so much of my success and so much of my path forward from there. I found a good group of like 6 or 7 girls from that class, and the class was led by Rebecca Ross, and it was over fantasy world building. Rebecca is just a amazing human. She is so genuine when you even in we got to be with her live like 3 Saturdays in a row, and she's just so genuine, and she has such just like a poetic way of not only writing but then also like teaching, and very gentle. Love her. But so met a good group of girls from that course, and formed a critique circle from that course. So we started trading chapters at a time on a monthly basis in order to help critique each other's writing. And it was a tip from Rebecca, actually. She's like, find yourself, a couple people that you can rotate your work with, and then you get genuine feedback. And so did that for a while, and that was probably late 2024. And then I was doing math when I got, into January, February of 2025. And I was like, I want to release this book this year. I had started writing the concept of auras in August of 2024. And I was like, this is my story. This is the one that I'm going to move forward with. So I started doing math in my head as far as, like, okay, it's going to take this long to edit it. It'll take this long to release it. And in order for me to get it out by December, I needed to have it in edits by June. So I really pushed it forward. And a few of those girls, we are still super close. We're actually doing a writing retreat together in a couple months. So it was such a great experience.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So if you want to
Rebecca
write a book,
Robb did
guys,
that.
go do it.
Yeah, I think anybody and everybody can write a book. Just don't have ChatGPT do it for you. Genuinely do it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Let's talk about Auras of the Fallen Stars, finally.
Yeah. Yep.
The non-spoiler part of
Yep.
this. So I guess it's kind of what inspired you to what inspired the story?
Yeah. So honestly, the backstory is where it started. I had this concept. I really wanted a unique concept as far as the gods part of this world. Like, where is
Nailed
the
it.
magic coming from? Where are we starting? And so I had that whole concept in my head, and I was like, and then the other thing I wanted to do was make my characters very relatable. That was important to me, that my FMCs and my MMCs feel like you could be those people. So it was like a daydream one day, and I sat down, and I have these notebooks sitting all over my desk, and I just started like literally drawing like line diagrams of like, okay, what if this happened and how would I connect that to here? And eventually, came up with the break, which is how the story starts, where we have this sovereign who threw a fit of rage so strong that he cleaved the world in two, because of his weather magic, and how would that impact somebody? And then August was born. She was on the wrong side of the river when the world was cleaved in two.
The book has so many layers to it. How do you keep your story straight?
Yeah, a lot of Google spreadsheets.
Mm.
I have notebooks and spreadsheets and Google Docs that I keep, with a lot of my like super small details that I'm like, I'll never remember that I just wrote that. Um, and quite often when I am drafting truths, and truths is with the editor right now, I will go and I will like Command F in my Word document of auras to make sure that I'm getting like a specific name right or a specific detail right. But it kind of it lives all over the place a little bit. It's like organized chaos. Like, I know where everything is, but like if somebody were to have to come in and like figure it out, I don't think that they could.
How many books will be in this series? Obviously, number 2 comes out in June this year.
Yeah, so 5 at least.
Okay.
And then I have novellas planned. So there will be a novella between books 2 and 3. I will say that. There is a character from Auras, one of our main characters, who is going to be off page for most of book 2. And so that story needs told, where they were during the second book. So that is going to be our novella. And that will hopefully come out maybe by the end of this year still, if not early next year.
Not on the podcast. Is it Rowan?
It's not Rowan. No. Nope.
Ooh. I will be asking about him later.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't worry.
Not on the podcast, is it? She can't help herself. She's got no chill.
Nope. I would tell you who it was if you guessed it, but it is not Rowan. I am getting character art made for Rowan soon, though. So I have tarot cards of all of my characters. And so he's going to have his own tarot card.
Is he going to be very akin to Dan Levy?
That's so funny. Dan Levy like doesn't look like Rowan in my book. He's like the one that I didn't get like a true like appearance match to in that little post that I did. But like Dan Levy's personality is I was like, I have to pick him for Rowan. Like Dan Levy in Schitt's Creek is my Rowan.
Dang it, I have so many questions about them. We'll get into it. We're not there yet.
Yeah. Yep.
I feel like your brain just broke.
I'm trying to keep I don't want to be chaotic. That's the goal. Because like I said, I have so many. Okay, so what made you choose being a chef for August? Obviously that is relatable, but
Yep.
why chef?
That was the start of it, was relatability. As I was like, what is a job that a woman could hold in any society that we're in? You know, in my I don't really try to force a specific time frame into my books. Like, it's obviously not got modern technology, but past that, it's kind of open to interpretation for how people want to see my world as far as, you know, what the streets look like and what the outfits look like and all of that stuff. So I really wanted something that she would have had to train really hard for. It was important for her to become independent. It was important for her to make a name for herself. And this is a job that can exist in any world and tends to be a role too that we at the upper levels respect both men and women in. And I didn't want this to come down to gender. I didn't want this to, you know, anything like that. So I really just fell on chef. And that's really where, you know, once I was like, she's a chef. Okay, well, how would that have fit into the resistance? And so the resistance was founded by restaurateurs and chefs and farmers across Celestera. So yeah,
Are you a big lasagna gal?
you know, it's so funny. No, honestly, like I like pasta, but like I'm not like some like pasta connoisseur or anything like that. Um, but yeah, I truly don't remember how. Like I probably was 4 glasses of wine deep, and I'm like, lasagna is her signature
Drink
dish.
your wine.
I think I came up with the ricotta line before I decided it was lasagna because I was like, she's like, ricotta is such an underrated cheese, just like me. And I thought that was funny.
I'm a slut for ricotta, so I loved it. What
So
a
she's,
sentence.
she
I'm so
loves it.
sorry.
Yeah.
How do you think she would place in a cooking competition, like Top Chef, Iron Chef, one of those?
I think she would do very well. Something that August does well is she works with what she has. So she may not be happy about it, but she works with what she's given. So, and we see that a few times during the story, and especially in the next story as well. Like, oh, well, the kitchen only has XYZ. I got to make this work. Um, Now, she in today's world, she may not win though, because in this world she does deal with very standard equipment, very standard ingredients. So like some of the bougie, you know, like extra things that are in modern cooking, she might not be able to stand against that. But you're going to love every single thing that you eat that August makes.
So probably she'll make it the top 3 fan favorite.
Absolutely. And especially like those like down home cooking comfort meals, like we need August to make more of those.
I was thinking about it. I think Gordon Ramsay, just with her attitude too, would like thoroughly enjoy her. Like they would have an excellent TV banter. Like those
I
two
think it'd
paired
be
together would be
hilarious.
top tier.
Like if we had Hell's Kitchen and like
Yes.
Gordon's team was over here and August's team was over here, I think that would be perfection.
With everyone crying.
Yes. Everyone would be crying.
Everyone would be crying. He wouldn't call her an idiot sandwich. He would like her, I think.
I think they'd get along at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Who would be more likely to make you cry in the kitchen, August or Rowan?
August for sure. Because Rowan gets up to that line and then he actually has the emotional intelligence to stop. So Rowan is a good person. He has a good soul. He has a good aura. And he knows how to, because of his aura reading magic, he knows how to how far he can go with any individual person before breaking them, or whether or not he should even be nice to a person. But August doesn't give a fuck. I mean, if you
Yeah.
catch her on a bad day, she does not care.
No. She's like, not my fucking problem.
No.
Forget this.
Whose character did you enjoy writing the most?
I think that's between two characters. Cliff was a fun one for me to write, and we have like barely a taste of Cliff in this book because of how little he talks, which is part of his character development. I'll say that. So like, there's a reason that Cliff doesn't talk a lot, and there's a reason that we don't see a lot of him in auras. Beyond the ending of the book, there's a reason that we don't see a lot of him in auras, and you're going to learn a lot more about that in Truths. So Cliff was a really fun one for me to write. And then kind of one of the more side characters of the whole story, Bianca was actually a really fun one for me to write. And you're going to see more of her in book 2 as well. She is the bubbly version of I don't give a fuck. And I think every story that we see a lot of women in, and I tried to make my women very diverse as far as I was hoping, any given reader could find a bestie in this book. Bianca is it's okay to wear pink. It's okay to press flowers for fun and crochet, and you are still a strong woman. You are still fierce. You still deserve to be here.
Whose character growth have you enjoyed writing the most? I guess since you're in book 2, you don't have to give away anything, just whose growth?
Yeah.
Because you did say that you have enjoyed that.
Yeah. August's growth, honestly, is probably the most that you're seeing. She is the FMC, so that makes sense. She's really learning a lot about herself, as far as, she hit this midlife crisis, and that's why she ever went to go work for Rivian. And then the end of the book happens, and she has to look back on her entire time living in Lyraville in that palace and come to terms with it. So she does a lot of self-growth in Truths that she is forced to do by some of the characters, but then also there's characters coming in and out of this that we met during Auras, that obviously at the end of Auras, there are names that you may not know where they ended up at the end of that book. So they're going to come and go from Truths of the Allied Guild. And, I think that she finds out who her friends are, and she realizes that she doesn't have to be as guarded with these people. But she needs to find out who her friends are and, what her purpose is.
Who do you see yourself in the most? Like, who do you write yourself into?
August. Yeah. And like, not on purpose. Like, I didn't go into this story thinking like, oh, my FMC is going to be me, but I'm sure I'm not the only author to feel this way. This story is almost like my diary a little bit, right? Like, there are moments where I get to really pour some stuff into these characters. And I have definitely accidentally, put details into August that are totally me coded. And she's her own person. It's not me on the page, but yeah, if I had to name one, it would be her.
With August, she's a coffee snob, and I find that very relatable. How do you think she would feel about Starbucks?
Oh my gosh.
Well,
She would hate it.
do you guys have Starbucks more or a Dunkin' in your state?
I would say more Starbucks, but we've started to get a lot more Dunkins. It's closer to 50-50 now.
I mean, they're both gross, but I guess how would August feel about both of them?
Yeah, so she would not like Dunkin'. She'd be like, "What is all of this sugar that you're putting into this? Like, I don't understand."
There's so much, yeah.
Yeah, Starbucks would be a very McDonald's-y feeling thing to her too. Like, you're like pulling people off the street to make like the Lord's elixir. Like, why are we doing that? Like, these beans deserve to be like praised and like steamed and like roasted at the exact right temperature. And she wouldn't get it, and then if somebody enjoyed it, she'd be like, well, you're wrong, let me make it better for you.
how would she do if she had to work in Starbucks for a day? Actually
Oh my
work.
gosh. Oh, she'd make
With
it
the
better.
pastries.
She'd make it better. She'd be like, all of this is off the menu. We're doing it my way. And by the end of the day, like they'd have a whole new menu and a whole new way of doing things.
We might need to call her Anne. She might need to do something.
Yeah.
Bring her. Well, especially Duncan. Duncan needs some work,
I
respectfully.
will never touch Dunkin' again.
Ugh. Well, West Coast people too. So we're like, Starbucks
Yeah.
It's tolerable.
is
Yeah.
tolerable. It's our home. Like, it's not great. Like, I'll
I
take
will
Starbucks
say,
beans over
from
Dunkin'.
like October until like this time of year, I am a pumpkin spice and a peppermint mocha whore. Like,
Love peppermint mochas. Yes.
Loves peppermint mocha.
So-
I like both, but yeah.
very open about mental health. I go to therapy on Monday mornings, and that is my little treat for doing the hard thing. I'm like, I get a peppermint mocha.
I don't mind. Like, Starbucks is fine,
Yeah.
but I try to make it more a treat, but it's
Yeah.
sometimes this is, especially I think their holiday drinks are better than their regular drinks a lot of the time. Like, so I agree, like a peppermint mocha or a pumpkin spice is gonna be better than like a vanilla latte there. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. It's
They
different.
got rid of their salted caramel, so
Yeah.
I held a
You're
grudge.
so mad
That
about
salted caramel was so good.
Yep.
But it's no more. That's what so now I make my own.
Perfect. Yeah.
I have
I
drip
think I have
coffee.
a tough question for you.
Okay.
Oh,
Fuck, marry, kill. Cliff, Brennan, Blaine. I'm pretty sure they're all hotties. I picture everyone hot in your book, so
They are.
okay,
They
good.
are. Definitely didn't write ugly men into my book.
thank you.
Yeah. Oof. I would.
Did I just break your brain?
You a little bit.
This should have been one of the questions we said to her earlier.
I would marry Blaine. I would fuck Cliff, and I would kill Brennan.
Is that foreshadowing for us?
You hearing that answer, it might be, but not in the way you're thinking.
Okay. You just didn't have an option.
Yeah. So there's your mind probably immediately goes to, is it foreshadowing for these two characters? But it's probably more foreshadowing for these two characters, if that makes sense, of the three.
Okay, so one question I have for you before I move into the audience questions is, how do you feel as an author when you read like theories about your book?
Oh, it's my absolute favorite.
Oh, good.
Like, even better than like a 5-star review is somebody coming to me with a theory that they've created or have, and they want the answers to. And sometimes I humor them and sometimes I don't. My favorite that I think I've received was that somebody asked if it was like a sixth sense thing going on with Rowan. Like, is Rowan really not there and like just communicating with August type of thing? And I was like, ooh, no, you're wrong, but that would be really cool. So,
You're like, noted for later.
yeah, maybe I'll
no.
try that sometime.
Do you listen to do you like theories for like other books, like as a fan, or no?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Okay,
like,
cool.
y'all's deep dive episodes are like, I eat that up. I know the fantasy fangirls do that too, and there's other sources, but yes, I like coming up with my own theories from the very get-go, and like can't change them because I'm stubborn, and like I have
Yeah.
to see if I'm right
Yeah,
by the end.
we totally understand that. Because I think I was curious just because I think a natural born like theory person, the way that you write would be differently than you're going to write differently than
Yeah,
someone that's just like more of a vibes reader, which not to say either one is
absolutely.
better, but like I just, while reading your book, I felt like there were certain Easter eggs that only someone that gives a shit about theories would put in there. Like they
Yeah.
didn't, like it didn't just feel like, yeah, I just felt like, oh, I think she's
I
a theory
was I
too.
was talking to an author friend about that this past weekend and about, how I saw somebody on Threads one time. It was a popular author, but I can't remember who said it, but it was like, "I hate to break it to you, but it's not a plot hole until the series is finished." And I resonated with that comment so much because you get readers who are like, "None of these questions were answered by the end of the book." And I'm like, "They weren't supposed to be." And I hope my book is that book that one day people are going back and rereading an epigraph from Auras of the
Hmm.
Fallen Stars and going, "She told us this."
Hmm.
I
I
have
was
literal epigraphs like in my
yes.
notes, things bolded. So yeah, don't worry. People
Yep.
are already doing it.
I
Like
love
we
it.
said, we both tried to read this as like a vibes read and be like, no, we'll just do this, but we couldn't help ourselves a little bit. Like,
I love
and
it.
we're like an epigraph, say less. Let's dive deep. So let's move into the part 3 audience questions. And like there was a shit ton. Like really
Okay.
that on social media, I was not expecting the amount we got, but I was like, I love this. Where does the inspiration for Cliff come from?
That's a great question. There wasn't like a human in my life that, Cliff came from as inspiration. Many people have asked if any of the male characters in my book are my husband. And I'm like, no, I promise none of them are my husband. Um, can't promise I'm gonna do or be with any of them by the end of the series. So um but Cliff really to me was supposed to represent for August in this book a almost journal. So like almost like sounding board for her. So I told you that Cliff's very soft spoken, mumbles a lot. I want people to picture Cliff as like that guy who sits in the back of the dark whiskey and cigar lounge with like his glass of whiskey neat and a cigar, and he's very quiet and he looks intimidating, but then when you get to know him you just realize he's kind of like a cuddly teddy bear a little bit. August needed somebody approachable that wasn't going to push back on her, wasn't going to make her run away. And Cliff became that person.
W- If August was given 10 million to stop being a rebel, do you think she would take it and leave?
No,
Hmm.
because this for her has always been about Nova. So she lost Nova and she is stubborn to a fault. She's not stopping until she finds Nova. Now, obviously, in Auras, she learned some things that this is much bigger than the fact that she lost her best friend.
Hmm.
But that's still what it is to her. Is she has said from day one, 10 years ago, I'm going to do this in order to find my best friend. Now, she hasn't taken the best route and she hasn't always known everything along the way. But no, she's not stopping now.
Yeah, I feel like August has like an Italian approach to loyalty and like stubbornness where she's like,
Mhm.
no, we're sticking to the plot here and we're not deteriorating. Like we're not moving.
Yeah, absolutely.
And plus she loves lasagna, so it makes sense.
Right?
What's the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to Cliff?
um, that's a great question. So Cliff and Brennan are very close. And you see the two of them together a lot more in book 2. And you're going to learn just how close they were as children. Um, so I imagine the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to Cliff was like one of the first times that like Brennan caught him with a girl or something, or like took him out and like snuck him into one of the pubs in town, right? Cliff was or Brennan was very, very protective of Cliff as a kid. He was they were best friends as children. And then they knew Rivian as kids too. And so they kind of had this like core friendship group that I think it has something to do with that. There is a deleted scene from Auras where Rivian offers Cliff. So I had when I originally started writing Auras, I actually had this as dual POV, and it's not obviously it's entirely August, but there was a scene when August arrived at the palace in Laravel where Rivian is talking to Cliff about his way of getting August to the palace and how he's upset about that. And Rivian offers him a glass of wine. And Cliff says, well, the last time I drank your wine, I ended up nude on a mountaintop with a witch. And so that might be one of the more embarrassing things too. But that obviously that got cut. So
Would Cliff watch reality TV unironically?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Cliff totally is your best friend behind closed doors. He doesn't want you to know that. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's only going to show that to a few people. Kind of just like August. Like August is only her with a select few people. She can't handle everybody in the world, but once she trusts you, she's there. Cliff definitely would watch some reality TV. I could see him on The Survivor.
Mm. I feel like he'd actually end up having great confessionals, like his talking
Yes.
heads in reality TV would be good, like because he seems gruff and like quiet, but he's like, no, I got some witty one-liners for you.
It would just be like grunts. It would be like, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
that's my reaction.
What is Rivian's greenest flag?
Oh, his dance moves. So, I mean, Rivian, I really modeled Rivian after like a young Joey Tribbiani from Friends. And like but like smoother, not as like jokey, right?
Joke,
Like
yeah.
he's a good guy, but like oh, he has the words and he will swoon you on the dance floor. I mean, you will just like not be able to see the rest of the world when you're in his arms.
I get it. What are these amazing unhinged bells you mentioned in your acknowledgement?
Oh, that's awesome. So the Unhinged Bells are the traveling book club that I mentioned to you all earlier. So, I don't even remember how we wanted to name ourselves, obviously, just to name the group chat, but then we named ourselves. And so, that is the traveling book club. We stretch all the way from Alaska to Maine down to Florida and like everywhere in between. So, yeah.
Dang.
That's fun. Did Chris ever get his tattoo?
Chris doesn't have his tattoo yet. We are still working on it, but there is no time limit on Chris getting his tattoo. If you two don't know, as soon as Auras hits a bestseller list, my friend Chris is going to get a tattoo inspired by Auras of the Fallen Stars. So,
You should get it anyway.
Yeah.
right.
Be loyal, okay? No, just
So,
kidding.
fingers crossed, one day Auras hits a bestseller list. And then, yeah, Chris will be getting that tattoo.
He will. It will happen because it's a damn good book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
We're manifesting.
yeah, and it might come after book 2 or 3. We're waiting patiently. We're good.
Is the other voice just August breaking the fourth wall? If you can't answer, we understand.
It's not August breaking the fourth wall. And I'm like 90% positive I know who asked you that question, so that's really funny. No, and I will not answer past that, but no, it's not her breaking the fourth wall.
The next thing says more about the Ravens.
Just says more about the Ravens.
That's
So,
all, yeah.
yeah,
I have questions, so you might actually be able to hold off on like delving too deep into that because I do have questions about the Ravens.
Yeah. So the Ravens obviously played a really big part in the ending of Auras of the Fallen Stars. I don't think we quite learned why or how they ended up, coming together in the way that they did. And there is much of it that we don't know whose side that they were on, right? Figure it out by the very end. But yeah, Ravens were quite a big part, and they will continue to be a big part of the story.
If you could sleep with any character, who would it be and why?
I would sleep with Cliff because I've already told you the type of man I'm attracted to. And if you can't see that I would be in love with Cliff, then that's on you at this point.
Well, and you fan casted him, Liam Hemsworth.
I did.
And as somebody who would pick Gail over PETA any day, I understand.
Yep.
Okay, who has the biggest aura?
Ooh, Rowan probably. And it's 83% sass. We need to never forget that. Um, Rowan is who he is. There's a few characters that are like that. Like, I get so many questions about Zalia, and I say the same thing every time. Zalia is exactly who she is. You don't need to read past what I've written on the paper. That is who she is. And Rowan's the same way. I'm not trying to hide anything with either of those characters. They are who they are. They've been through what they've been through, and we love them for who they are. What I love about Rowan is that I said this earlier, he has such a good soul, a good aura. He really uses his magic to address the room the way that it can handle him in that moment.
When I'm re-looking at this question, I think they were doing a wink wink aura, like who has the biggest aura.
See,
Hmm.
I got like so serious there.
And that
Uh,
I like it, but I'm also am interested.
But since we opened meeting you talking about wieners, like, let's go.
So let's just
you know
keep
what?
talking.
My answer is not changing. It's decided right now. Rowan's got the biggest,
Good for him.
Yeah, I
right?
love that for
He
him, to be
is
honest.
able to swing that dick around in the kitchen and it shows.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah. And
He's got
like
that BDE. Good for him.
he's he's fun in the bedroom too.
I could see that.
For him.
Does Z have plastic surgery?
So, plastic surgery wouldn't exist in this world, but she would probably get
Mhm.
plastic surgery. She would be a big proponent for it. A big part of who she is and in her power is her body. She, wants to be sultry and she uses that to her advantage. And she wants to be the most attractive woman in the world, and that's how she feels powerful. That'll be a character arc thing for her a little bit. It's pretty superficial right now, but yeah, she'd totally be all about the plastic surgery.
What is one thing that she keeps in her purse at all times?
Black lipstick.
Mm-hmm. Any teasers for book 2?
Any just open ended? Any teasers at all?
It was, yep.
That was it.
Okay.
You could literally give the smallest
You
detail.
can give the smallest nug if you want.
The
Well,
the word "the" is in there.
one of the biggest things I'm excited about is more dragons. So, we followed Reginald's story during the interludes of the parts of Auras of the Fallen Stars, and we're following a different character for this next book. And not only during that character's story, but then also more and more throughout the story, we're interacting with dragons more, which I'm really really excited about. Um, this book also starts to get into people's real personalities. That's all I'll say on that. Um, so yeah, I think those are two little teasers that I would give.
We kind of any teasers for your dark academia? We
Oh,
kind of
so I covered that a little bit.
yeah.
Um, I'll just name a little bit about the FMC. So, the FMC's backstory is actually inspired by the song "The Bolter" by Taylor Swift, from the Tortured Poets Department. So I made her backstory. The Bolter was oddly one of my favorite songs from that album. I don't know why. I just listened to it and immediately fell in love with it. But in that story, it says that she almost died falling through the ice. And then, she just became this girl who was always on the run. And so in my story, the FMC, her and her sister were skating on the ice. They fell through. She survived. Her sister didn't. And so her parents from that point on have kind of resented her for that loss of her sister. And so she is hoping to go and become a powerful healer in this world in order to gain their acceptance back. And it becomes much more than that, but that's like her initial kind of juvenile motivation for wanting to go to this magical school.
What are your top 3 Taylor Swift albums?
Oh my gosh. So Red is
That was a
number
big
1.
question that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because we didn't even touch on the fact that you're a Swiftie. So
Yeah. I'm a
Okay.
Swiftie.
Me too.
I remember being like 14 years old and laying on my grandma's couch after summer. She picked me up from summer camp and watching Tim McGraw's music video on
Mm,
CMT.
mm.
Um,
CMT.
so Red is my number 1. I'm a Red girly. That's my era. Tortured Poets Department is probably one of the next ones I would say. And then maybe Folklore.
Mhm.
She lost me a little bit during like the Rep and Lover era. Those two like aren't my favorites. Rep has come around for me. When Rep came out, it felt very kitschy to me. It felt very not the poetic justice that we had always received from Taylor. So yeah, I think that's my answer.
I think like we talked about books, I think with her albums, sometimes they come around at the time that you need them, where all of a
I
sudden you
agree.
like an album that you didn't care about when it first came out.
Yeah.
As a 30 something, how did you feel about Phoebe Bridgers and Taylor's Nothing New? And do you remember that track on the
I do.
version? That one gets me.
That one gets me. And even some of her songs on Life of a Showgirl give that same sentiment a little bit.
Mhm.
It's much more poppy, right? Um, I think you're like, I'm the same age as Taylor Swift.
Oh,
We're,
it's different.
yeah,
Yeah.
within a year of her same age. And so you're right. She's singing about our time of life and everything. And I think our generation is doing a much better job of the theys of the world are saying like, oh, millennials aren't looking as old. We're not old, you
Yeah.
know. When that saying was always cheesy of like 30s are the new 20s, but like
Mhm.
I now that I'm 35 years old and I have friends in their 40s and friends in their 20s, like it just like we feel like one larger generation now. And so I hear songs like that and it hits, but at the same time, I'm also glad that we're living in like today's age where like I don't feel like life's over already.
No, we're 30, flirty, and thriving, but in sweatpants at home. You know, it's
Yes.
just it's just different.
Yes.
I'm glad to hear that you're a Swiftie. Does each color have a different go-to position? Wink.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Um, that's really interesting. I wouldn't say so in the sense of like, we're not going to write like a by the color Kama Sutra book.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
I do think that like there are generalized like personalities behind some of the provinces where these powers come from that would sway them to be into certain things
Mhm.
more than others. So like
Kinks by region.
yeah, yeah. So like Amber, the yellow orange province, is mind work, the power of mind work.
Mhm.
And so like I think that they're into some funny stuff. They might be able to like make you think your clothes aren't on, even though they are. I mean, who knows, right? Um, whereas like I think like those with the power of air are pretty boring. Like they're probably some missionary folks over there.
Pretty vanilla. Yeah, I
Yeah.
could see that. Vanilla.
Yeah.
They probably really like Tamlin, you know?
Yes, for sure.
Mhm. Do you have any characters being introduced in book 2 that you're willing to spoil?
Yeah, so there's been art introduced already that has lore in it. So Lori is actually the cousin of Brennan and Cliff. And we meet her and she becomes another girl of our girl gang. So she's the one that I think said, who did I say she looked like? Um, doesn't matter. She's got resting bitch face. I will say that about her. She's got kind of a bite.
Uh, Sydney Sweeney?
Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, so
Mhm.
so I said she looked like Sydney Sweeney. Um and I'll go ahead and spoil this. She does not like August. So She kind of comes in hot a little bit there, but we'll like her by the end. And if you go to my profile and you look up the art of the wine night, of the girls all drinking wine, she's on the couch laying back, chugging some wine. So that art is done by Mackenzie Gimmon, and it's just a phenomenal. But yeah, I'm excited to welcome her into the fold.
I'm so glad you answered that, because when I was going through your casting, I was like, who is this?
Yeah. So I've actually had that art for like way longer than I've needed to, because it was a pre-made piece of art that was done by one of my favorite artists. And I was like, well, I need her in my book somewhere. So I like bought the art and then like made Laura's character to look like her.
That's
I love.
amazing.
Yeah.
So the last fan question.
Okay.
Does Blaine get redemption?
Blaine gets redemption. I will say that across the series. My goal is that we don't leave the entire series hating Blaine. And I'm going to relate his character a little bit to like a Daenatos or Kaal. Um, there are reasons to not like him, for sure. But the reasons to not like him aren't because he's a bad person.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has good intentions, for sure.
Yes. Yeah, but they aren't the intentions that August needs right now.
Right. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now here is where, if you don't want us to put it in the podcast, just tell us that
Yeah.
and still answer it.
Yeah.
If
So-
she can.
What?
Okay.
I said if she can, like
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be talking a lot. Okay.
Questions.
Did you have to cut anything significant from the first book?
No, no, there aren't significantly cut scenes other than, like I said, I did write almost the first half in a dual POV before removing the dual POV. So there are a couple deleted scenes that were from Rivian's point of view. But I didn't cut anything that I didn't just replace somehow in an August chapter for the need to know facts.
Okay. Is Rowan okay?
There are many characters that we don't know where they're at the end of Auras. And I'll say this, you find them all by the end of Truths. So I will say there's no one that you're not going to know what happened to them by the end of Truths.
Okay.
Rowan's the first one. I'll say that too. You find Rowan within the first like 2 chapters of Truths. So
I
for
feel
all
like
my
you
Rowan
love him,
fans
but I
out
feel like
there,
it's okay.
yeah.
Is there more to the barrel event than he was just pissed off and then there's more to it? Will we get insight to that?
Yes, so we will definitely get insight to that. And something fun that's happening right now is, so the map that's in Auras of the Fallen Stars is obviously just of one half of Celestera. So that's getting extended to show us the other half for book 2. So it'll be a 2-page spread now with that map.
I love maps, so you're doing it for me. Thank you. Big map. Yeah, like I would print them all and put them on my wall. I love them.
Something fun with this series, because of that backstory a little bit, is I'm going to grow it each time. So I have the second half of Celestera coming up, and then we're going to actually start to zoom out a little bit, see what else is out there.
So by book 5, we'll have a full picture.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
And then maybe the next series we might have an even bigger picture. Maybe.
Who knows?
Who's
Who
to say?
knows?
Is the novella Rivian's point of view?
The novella is not. No, it's not.
Okay.
I had to think for a second. Azalea novella will come eventually, where you will find out how they met.
Okay.
But no, the novella is not Rivian's point of view.
I'm gonna keep asking. One of these ones, you'll get it. Will we have any emotional trauma deaths in the next few books, in future books?
Yes.
You've answered there will be more dragons. Did Nova hide something inside the bag?
No, she did not hide something inside the bag. The
But there's
bag is
more to
special
it.
for other reasons, though.
Okay, so yeah, there is more to it. Can you give us any context?
Um, I think if you pay pretty close attention to the story, you're going to pick up on some things about this bag that I don't think I could go buy this bag myself.
Right. I just need to know what it's going to be used for. The bag
Nova
stresses
was
me out because there's more to it.
Nova was protecting August with this bag. So through that backstory, we learned that Nova and her mom were August's mom and
Right.
sister. Honestly, they told strangers that they were sisters, and while Nova maybe wasn't always like the touchy feely kind of love, like let's snuggle kind of love. She did things like make August this bag that would be protecting her when she wasn't around, and she would make sure she looked good before she went on dates, and those types of things that we learned throughout the story.
Nova was the one that made her the book, correct?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Is the novella Nova's?
The novella is not Nova's.
You can't just keep asking random every person.
I'm going to because eventually she'll tell us.
You're a freaking menace.
A monster.
Funny.
Okay, so August is a witch at this point because they did that blood.
That's
Is
one
that what we did?
theory.
So is orange
Hopefully.
associated with witches and beasts?
I don't think orange is associated with witches. I think orange is the power of shapeshifting.
The reason I ask is because Titania has umber eyes, and umber can be seen as orange, and is Titania a witch?
That's interesting. No, Titania's not a witch. I'll go ahead and say that.
Because her hair color, that's why I had a lot of question about witches, because it could be tied to Zalia. I
Yeah,
looked at
absolutely.
everything.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of stuff that happens at the end of this book, isn't there? No, Titania is not a witch. I will say that much. And no, orange is not the color of the witches.
Okay, so
Black is.
Callie's not associated with witches somehow.
Orange.
Orange is not just shape-shifting, it is beast, Blakely.
The
I
powers
have
of the
more on
beast.
this.
Yep.
So does August come from Callie's line? Because all the animals seem to like her. There is a connection with animals and August very clearly.
Yeah, so August's truth, as far as she knows, is that she's a human. Her
But
eyes are
she's wrong.
silver. Her eyes are silver, so she doesn't have the color of that magic's eyes.
Are they silver? Because Mia caught a glimpse of an orange eye, and there was
When she was
are they
healing
really
her.
silver?
Yeah, that's really interesting, isn't it? But those silver eyes are just like mirrors, right? So they're just going to reflect things
But
around
they've only
them.
reflected orange specifically. That's why.
Interesting. August's truth is that she's a human.
That's August's truth. That doesn't mean it is the truth, because there's always 3 versions to every story.
Absolutely.
Why did I just have in my head, you can't handle the truth?
So were the ravens protecting August because because once again, there seems to be a draw to her.
So the ravens were protecting 2 different people. Oh my gosh, my reactions go off all the time.
We haven't seen those in so long.
I'm so sorry. That happens on work calls, and the worst is when I'm like sharing bad news and all of a sudden balloons go off.
Because they were protecting Zalia as well.
I will say that the ravens were out there protecting 2 individuals. And yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say about that.
Is the name Ceres a term of the head of the coven, or is that her actual name?
So Ceres, like sorceress. So that's where I came up with that name. And it's the title of the head of the coven. So
Okay.
Ceres.
I just want to make sure I was right.
And there is, I've shared like a quote around that on my socials already. If my title doesn't incite fear enough, then my name there's nothing more that my name can do. So we hear that quote in the second book.
So Zalia did the ritual.
Mm-hmm.
August was wearing the necklace at that time.
Yep.
And so
Probably looked a lot like this.
August wearing that necklace before the ritual, is that how she could will help from the mother, the celestial mother, because of that necklace? And that's
Yeah.
why Brennan was
So
like, wanted her to will help.
yeah. So Brennan has some theories of his own. Not
Because he saw that.
unlike Cliff, he can be a little soft spoken as well. And where Cliff grew up in a situation that he started to resent the truth for how he was treated as a kid, Brennan romanticized it. And to the point where he spirals when he doesn't have the full truth. So he's not going to say something out loud until he knows definitively that it is the truth. And so he has some theories brewing in his head about August, about Zalia, about everything that happened and why and how it could happen. This is another teaser I'll give about book 2. We learn a lot more about Brennan and how he handles an imminent war of his land and not having all the facts. Because you learn in auras that he can detect truth when it's said or when he sees it, but he's not all knowing. He is not the library himself. And that can even get muddy when somebody's truth is what they believe. So I've told you August's truth is that she's a human. So when she tells Brennan that she's a human, that's her truth. That's what she's grown up believing. So he may have theories, but he's unable to prove them yet.
Does he have theories because Reginald left context clues along the way somehow?
Reginald did leave some context clues, and he left them in the recital of creation, which he was writing throughout this book. And that's, if you pay close attention to Reginald's part, he says that. He says, I have the ability today to rewrite history, and though it won't be the truth, I can make it so that generations from now can figure out what's going on. And there are pieces from that, and there are pieces from the Scholars Library that we get to see more of in book 2 as well. Brennan has some theories.
He has to know about the witches because he saw that necklace, and then how did Will help? I asked you online, but for everyone else, what is Venite? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Venite. So that is the blood-bound sister of a witch. So they have to go through the ritual together, and then their lives are then bound from then on forward. And Brennan definitely knows about the witches. I mean, that's spoiler alert. By the end of the book, you see Brennan and Saris in the same room together. So definitely familiar with the fact that they are more than just descendants in their world.
I mean, is it originally the witches' world?
Um, the point of my story is that it's not originally anybody's world. Is that everyone thinks it was their lands first, but nobody really truly came first. So yeah.
You have one question, please.
Okay.
I'll let you ask it.
Do witches have the capability of like a glamour in this world? Like, do they?
So the witches have, how do I put this? Yes, they do.
Okay.
And they have very strong magic. They will deplete much quicker than somebody else with magic. And obviously they're strongest under the light of the moon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Was August destined to be a witch?
No. Um, no, she was not destined to be a witch. She was not destined to hold any one role.
Oh God, you guys, I'm doing a reread so quick.
Is the voice in her head Mother Moon?
It is not. Nope.
Or, no, I don't want to ask that. I'm trying to think of how to ask some of these questions because you've answered certain things. So she's not a descent of the moon goddess of the witches.
Nope.
And the constellations on her face don't move with the night sky because they seem like they move. And I feel like there's more to her freckles.
That's the first time anybody's ever brought up the freckles. Fun story. Every time I get a piece of art commissioned, like one of my first instant pieces of feedback is there aren't enough freckles. Yeah. Her freckles do seem to move. Isn't that weird?
You have given me nothing.
She's given a lot. What are you talking about?
Her freckles are not constellations, though. I will say that they are not constellations. They have nothing to do with the witches. I think if you think closer to what some other theories that you have, you might get down a different path. But
I need book 2.
It's coming.
it's coming.
Normally,
so
now because now I have to reread this book again because I had questions about the witches just because of that Umber eyes with Titania.
Mhm.
And Umber could be seen. I don't know. I'm obsessed with eye color, Blakely and I are, so that could throw anybody for a loop.
Yeah, we have a problem with eye color when it comes to deep diving. But hey, it always leads us somewhere.
Yeah, and so I will say, so obviously this is the spoiler section, so only if you've reached the end of auras do you realize that this world is bigger than it is. We will meet a lot of vampires and elves in book 2.
I'm so excited.
Is her mom a descendant of Callie? Because, in the flashback, the woman had orange eyes with freckles. And it doesn't say necessarily that that's her mother, but it is her father, and she took the baby with her. So,
Yeah.
is her mom a
That-
descendant of Callie?
I'm not going to answer that. August doesn't ever remember outside of being forced to relive this awful memory, her mother, or who could be her mother, right? And so she doesn't know, and what she does know about her mother is what her father has ever told her, which was that her mother was a bad person, and August didn't deserve to know her. And everything August ever did, he compared. He was like, "Oh, you're going down the path of your mother."
I can really.
So I will say you get 70% of the answer to that question in book 2.
Did her dad make the comment calling August lazy for living vicariously through books about women who didn't exist? Did he say that because he's just mad that her mom left?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that
Honestly,
was just bitter resentment.
they yes, but then also it again, every time that August has done something that he didn't approve of, he found a way to relate it to one of the worst parts of her mother. And books were a big part of that, because of the fantasy part of these books, right? Like you're trying to go to places that aren't here on the ground.
Oh, I'm rereading.
I know.
I'm rereading quickly.
Because I feel like I could get a better grip on some things now that you've answered some things and
So I
eliminated
guess we
other
just gotta
things for
go
me.
back in. Gotta go back in. I'm excited.
You've eliminated some questions for me, so good. Lucky you.
Yeah.
Are there any final thoughts or things that you want to share about your books or any events that people can see you at? Because we've
Yeah.
had you dive a lot into these.
Yeah, absolutely. So, obviously just, Auras of the Fallen Stars was book 1. Book 2 will be out in June, and book 2 is really going to the world was very much just teased in this first book. Obviously, the number of questions that you have, it comes from that. We're gonna learn a lot more about a lot of things in book 2. So, book 2 has a lot more world building. We're gonna get a lot of these answers, and like I said, I'm really excited to delve into a couple different characters' real personalities, in book 2. Really excited to play with some dragons. That's been a really fun portion for me to read and write, and then just expand the world. I will say not sorry. You get quite a big plot twist at the end of book 2, just like you did with book 1. So, um, have fun when you get to that one.
Mara, I think we're gonna have to have you come back, and I hope we didn't scare you away from all the wiener
No.
fucking like question talk. Like, we need you back here to talk about this for sure. We're
I'm
so excited.
pretty sure that like, pulled me in more. I was like, "Oh, this is a good spot."
Yeah. Yeah, I
Wiener
think we're friends.
Simon.
We're like
Yeah.
Swifties. We got it.
Yeah.
You gave us
Cats,
just the
millennials,
tip of the
Swifties,
world.
coffee.
Yeah, what more do we want, you know? Like, yeah, I want to have you back for sure because I know Kylie will have 75 million questions.
Yep.
And because we went through this thinking, like we said, that we are vibes reading, now it's turning for us. And now we're gonna have to
Absolutely.
go back and
Do
have
a
you.
reread, and then, we can come back together
Yeah.
for the questions that come
For,
after the reread. Or just
I
yet
mean,
books in general. I'm
all
always
the
down to just chat books.
yeah, we'll have to have you after truth.
For sure. We thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. We literally cannot wait for book 2, which is out in June, guys. Just thank you. We're gonna be talking to you soon. Like, this is not goodbye. This
Oh,
is gonna be a see you later. You don't have an option. We love
absolutely.
you.
Yeah.
One last plug, the, ARC application for Truths is open. It's at my link in bio. A requirement will be that you have read Auras because you can't read Truths without reading Auras. But Auras is available on Kindle Unlimited and various audiobook, subscription services as well. So, it's pretty easy to grab with one of the subscriptions or ways that folks have to be able to read it.
I've already told my sister that she has to read this.
Perfect.
And we will obviously be telling the masses they need to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you
Thank
Cool.
so
you.
much.
Absolutely. I had such a good time.
We had so much fun.